Welcome, one and all. It is time for Three Guys Before the Game, episode number 677. Oh, yeah, cold and flu seasons is here. Kercheval's about three-quarters down.
I'm coming back.
Don't know what's going on there. Senator came in. He's got some type of virus. I mean, I'm sitting here in a human petri dish. Probably won't be able to last through the show. Cold and flu season is just amazing. Can't take these guys anywhere. Bad immune systems. Three Guys Before the Game brought to us by GoMart. Get a GoMart Rewards app. Download it and immediately begin saving on food and fuel. Three Guys brought to us by Lou Wendell Marine Sales in St. Albans. They sell family fun. Big news coming on Lou Wendell. I'll tell you about that in a little bit.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Visit LouWendellMarineSales.com. Three Guys brought to us by Tudor's Biscuit World. Start your day the homemade way with a Tudor's biscuit. By Comex Business Systems, keeping West Virginia's business data safe, secure, and efficient for 25 years. I got new news on them, too.
Wow.
Yeah,
breaking news everywhere.
Things are happening. Three Guys brought to us by Jan Dills, attorneys at law. They will not take no for an answer. And by Connolly's CPA Group, providing value beyond numbers. They'll be bringing us spreads on stats. All right, the three of us are back in. Had a good weekend, several days in Charleston, South Carolina. Weather was nice. However, the Mountaineer basketball team suffered its first two losses of the season. Painful fashion. West Virginia falls Friday night to Clemson, 70-67 in the first game of the event for WVU, and then on Sunday, lost to a blistering hot Xavier team who made 16 three-pointers in 25 attempts, equaling the record for the most threes by an opposing team in Mountaineer basketball history. That took six other teams had hit you for 16. No one's ever gone above 16, and it's a wild game. 78-68, West Virginia falls. Both teams make the identical number of field goals. They each had 25, but the 10 extra three-pointers that the Musketeers had is a 10-point victory. Kind of a statistical anomaly there, but that's how the way that worked out. Coming up on our program, we will talk about hoops. We will kind of dive in, see where we are, what's going on, what's going forward. They've got a week off now. They don't play again until next Sunday. And then things get busy. Next week, they go Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday. So that's going to get busy. Meanwhile, we've really never had this happen before.
What's that?
The Mountaineer women's basketball team is going to be playing while we're recording right now. Playing in their first game in the Bahamas. So we'll do live updates of a game that will be over by the time the show is posted.
Okay.
Kind of real time.
Okay.
Kind of a real time thing.
All right.
We had a great event Saturday in Charleston, South Carolina. The folks at Fred's Fish World could not have been.
Lawrence's.
They were great.
Lawrence
was fantastic.
We had a great event. We've got some pictures that we'll share with you. But we had a great crowd. Over 200 people turned out. It couldn't have been a better sight. I mean, the sun, the beach, the sand, had everything.
It had everything.
Had everything there. And also do textual healing as well. I guess we have to start with your obvious observations. Hoppy was Hoppy was there for the basketball on Friday. Kind of just weird seeing him there on the road, isn't it, Brad?
It was weird. It was great. Glad to have him there.
There's no question. I mean, all of a sudden, I didn't see him the first half.
I had a
second half. I come back, he's sitting in my seat. I said, "What the hell are you doing? Get out of my chair."
I didn't know. I saw there was a broadcast location and nobody was there. Yeah. I thought, what does the game start? It's got to jump in there.
Yeah. No, we have it figured out. We know when the halftime's done. Yeah, we'll get that done. But anyway, we move ahead. What do you say we start with a little bit of Hoppy's obvious observations?
He's got thoughts that sound brand new.
Yep.
But they're things we already knew.
Absolutely know him.
Got his lip balm ready. Heaven knows. Let's make it quick before his bladder blows. It's
yep.
Hoppy's obvious observations.
Perfect.
Guys, let's start with the game. Yes, game on Sunday. Xavier made 16 3-pointers. Tony, back to you.
Including a banked-in three-pointer.
Yeah, on that.
I know you're joking, but that's almost
that's
literally
the
story.
It's,
yeah.
Is it Milicevic?
His name is
Milicevic. Anyway, Milicevic, Carroll, and Wright were those three. It's
Milicevic.
Milicevic, Carroll, and Wright. Those three, Brad, were 14 of 18 from three-point range. That's 78% for those guys. It was a freak show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Xavier, I thought, and Brad, I'll defer to you on this, I thought they did a good job of making extra passes to the open man, but they made him unguarded. They made him guarded. They made him as the shot clock was about to expire. They banked him in. And as Tony Caridi said on the bank shot, good God Almighty.
Probably shouldn't have gone there, but yeah, I did say that.
So I'll be interested. We haven't talked about it. I'll be interested to see what you guys say, but I think they make 16 threes. You tip your cap and move on. I mean, you can't keep up. You're not going to make 16 threes, and you can't keep up with twos. It was good to see Trey Eaglestaff start to get in a groove. He did not make three-point shots, but he made other shots. 8 of 15, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. So it was good to see him get into the flow. We're starting to see why, although we saw this early, really, why Coach Hodge wanted Honor Huff. I hope, Tony, he can hold up physically because he gets assaulted. He gets assaulted and held. I mean, if it were football, they'd be throwing flags on what happens with him, like holding, pass interference, I mean, whatever. It's just, and he's not the biggest guy. He still made incredible shots, Brad, despite being what he's up against with these defenses. Now, overall, despite the losses, it was a great event. West Virginia fans represent. They show up. And at times in both games, it felt like a home game. There were so many Mountaineer fans yesterday. And a lot of that is there's a lot of Mountaineer fans who took the Hillbilly Highway and are in the North Carolina, South Carolina region. And Mountaineer fans could get to the game, or they have relatives down there. Or how many people do we talk to that say, well, my kids moved down here? So it was a great place to have that kind of event. And the Shriners did a wonderful job. So it just was, and I love the venue, man. I mean, 4,000, but at times it felt like there was 14,000 in there.
Gets loud in there.
It gets loud in there, and you're right on top of the game. So it was just a really outstanding tournament. And then finally, I know we talked about this Saturday, but it wasn't on the podcast. But I see if I can get this going, to declare Clemson as West Virginia's top non-conference, non-traditional rival. Okay? Because for some reason, every top non-conference, non-traditional rival. Okay, they're not in a conference. They're not Maryland. They're not Virginia Tech. They're not Pitt. But for some reason, Brad, Clemson pops up every few years. Right?
You run into them.
You run into them. And you run into them not just games, but in significant games. The 70-33 win in the Orange Bowl in 2012, one of the significant wins in Mountaineer football history. West Virginia's loss to Clemson in the 89 Gator Bowl, last game for Major Harris. The WVU women's basketball team come from behind victory at the Coliseum in the NCAA tournament years ago. The men winning the NIT against Clemson under John Beilein. West Virginia hiring Rich Rodriguez from Clemson the first time around. Then the Friday game, which was a great game, like a tournament atmosphere. I mean, it was a tournament, Brad, like a postseason atmosphere.
It was a great atmosphere.
It's a great atmosphere.
West Virginia had more fans there, I think.
I know. It was incredible. So, Clemson as West Virginia's top non-conference, non-traditional rival. There you have it.
Yeah, that was good.
It's not a bad pitch.
Was something we already knew.
Already knew it.
You knew that? Did you know that? All of that?
Just didn't say it. Obviously. He's really going at it now, that Blistex.
Oh.
Smooth talk, that's the plan.
Yeah. Late November, on average, over under, times you go into lip balm per day, the number is at 4.5.
Oh, over. Oh, my gosh.
8.5.
Probably over.
Go over it 8 times. So you're just constantly getting a dip off that Blistex.
Yeah.
Tis the season. I mean, guys got to do.
Plus,
what
some of it's just habit and nerves too. I get tired.
Yeah, it's a nerve thing. You just can't. That's your.
Yeah.
Kind of like licking your paws. Like if you were a dog, it'd be the same thing.
Yeah, similar.
Hoppy just goes with the Blistex. Three Guys Before the Game is brought to us by Comax Business Systems. Hey, let's talk about your business phone system. If you're a business owner, chances are you've got one that doesn't do what the new ones do. If it is old, if it's time for repair, many benefits to a new phone system from Comax. Sound better, able to stay in touch with your employees, a lot easier, remote calling capability, forwarding, and more. If it's time for you to get a business phone system, the folks at Comax have been doing it for a long time, competitively priced and efficient. You can call them for a free quote. Safe, secure, efficient for over 25 years. Comax Business Systems. See, these guys got me coughing now. This is ridiculous. I'm going to come out of here with typhoid, something like that.
Power through.
Yeah. Tudor's Biscuit World, as we get ready for Thanksgiving holidays, they can do this. If you got people coming over for breakfast, whether it be Friday, day after Thanksgiving, or people come in there Wednesday, Tudor's caters. All you got to do is call them up, give you a big box. Got a big box with a bunch of stuff, biscuits. Get yourself a big cinnamon roll, biscuits, things like that. Do this, do that. Got some gravy, and whatever you want on there. Plus, I'm sure that if you ask nice enough, they'll give you those 3 new sauces that they have. So they are doing it. Tudor's Biscuit World will cater your next event, whether it be a breakfast this holiday season, tailgating, winding down, but holidays as well. Why go through all the craziness, try to do a breakfast in your house or lunch? Just go to Tudor's.
Yeah.
They'll hook you up.
Could do it this weekend. Noon start. You're going to be tailgating early. Be a great time for Tudor's tailgate breakfast.
Yeah, by the way, we're going to preview West Virginia and Texas Tech, the final game of the regular season, coming up on Wednesday. Plus, we've got the details finally on the Gold and Blue Enterprise event that's going to take place in Charleston the night before the Wake Forest game on the 5th of December. We'll tell you about that. Details now available. Do you have any obvious observations before you go into spreads on stats?
I do have an obvious observation.
Go.
That Xavier game, working in reverse here, that Xavier game's a game where 3s are worth more than 2s.
Obviously.
Thought you were going to take that. It's crazy, though, when you look at these numbers. West Virginia scored on 46% of its possessions. Xavier scored on 46% of its possessions.
That's hard.
Xavier was plus 30 points from three-point range.
Oof.
West Virginia plus 18 points in the paint. Dominated them inside.
Yeah.
But minus 12 if you take their best area, West Virginia's best area. Game was won by 10.
Didn't you keep waiting? I kept waiting for them to miss.
Yeah, that's
We
normally
said
what
it
happens.
at halftime. They blistering hot, 8 of 13, 62% in the first half. So, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Great half.
Yeah.
Hang around. You were still within shouting distance. That's great. They're going to cool off. They did not. They got better. 8 of 12 in the second half.
Yeah.
And you guys mentioned it, and I don't know if I'm into spreads on stats now, but
Don't go there yet. We have to play the music before we do
go
it.
ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. No, go ahead and play the music.
Play the music.
You ready for that?
Yeah.
I thought you were just going to make a general
We
comment.
talked about
Well,
that.
I just had the one.
Pre-production meeting.
3s are worth more than 2s.
You can't catch up.
So I checked the numbers. We'll just go right to the numbers.
Yeah.
Here comes a heater.
90% of the time, a team cools eventually during a game. That was the 10% where they stayed hot the whole game.
Maybe more than 90%.
Very rarely happens. Spreads
might
on
be
stats.
Yeah.
Spreads on Stats brought to us by the Conley CPA Group. They provide you, as a business owner, with so much more beyond the numbers. They are, yes, a general accounting firm. They can do all that, but their consultation services are absolutely of a premium quality. They will answer the questions that you have. What's the best way to do this and what's the best way to do that for your business? They can also outsource your accounting. Take it away from your headache and just go like, we got this. We can outsource your accounting. You can even outsource your CFO services. It's Conley CPA Group. I tell you, got a shoulder. You guys got coughs. I mean, this show, we may as well do it from a nursing home.
It's coming to that, I
Yeah,
think.
pretty soon. What do you got?
I've strayed into the numbers. It was at least I walked away with a feel of 2 different games. I do think there's an element, as disappointed as you were with yesterday's game, you do have to just kind of,
Yeah.
The coaches won't, because I know that'll drive Ross nuts that a team was able to make that many threes against you. It's certainly the most that he's seen as a head coach. So that'll make him crazy. So he can't just say, oh well, they made a bunch of shots. But I think we can.
You're right.
I mean, that's one where you walk away and go, what are you going to do? There's a lot. I'll get into some numbers there. You did some things that were good enough to win that game, but a team's going to drop 16 on you. That's a hard one. That's a shoulder shrug.
You lose 99% of the time.
The Clemson one's harder to swallow, and it will be harder to get over because you look at that one, and that was West Virginia was playing tremendously well. You led that game for nearly 27 minutes. That was your game to go win and close out, and it was, we've been talking over the last couple of days, Tony. It was one of a couple of areas, and not all together. You make 3 more free throws, you probably win that game. You make another 3 or 2, you probably win that game. You eliminate 1 Carter Welling 3. Kid's made 5 threes all year, Carter Welling, and give him credit. This is not even a fake, all due respect. All due respect to that kid. He stepped out and banged 2 on back-to-back possessions when he'd had 3 all season going into that point, and then followed it up with a layup inside. So that one, to me, though, that's the hard one to swallow. That was just a play or two in a couple of different areas from walking out of there with what would have been a really good win. Let's go work in reverse again, back to Xavier for just a second. Went into that game knowing they were a bottom 40 team in 2-point field goal percentage. The whole story was guard the 3. You got to get them forced into missed threes. That's what the team message was for the entire 2 days of preparation. They're going to shoot threes. They're going to shoot volume threes. They're going to keep shooting threes. Those numbers played out. 9 of 30 from 2-point range. They shot 30% from inside the arc and 64% from outside the arc. I mean, just mind-blowing numbers.
What was, Brad, do you have stats contested versus uncontested?
I do, but I don't have them all in front of me.
All right,
I did look this morning. The bulk of them were contested and guarded. So it wasn't like they got a ton of open shots. They made some wild ones. You guys referenced that banked-in shot. There was one that was a scramble. The ball was getting kicked around. They catch it in the far corner from us in front of the Xavier bench, knock in a corner 3 there. It was just some crazy stuff that went down. 9 of 13 from 3 from the left wing. Nearly 70% from the left wing 3 in the game. Just remarkable. And I'll close with this on the 3 points made. You mentioned that's the 7th time West Virginia's had 16 threes made against us, so school record made threes by Xavier. But listen to these attempts for the other team. Xavier had 25 attempts. So it was almost the percentage, maybe more so than the total makes that's mind-blowing. You ready for this? In the other 6 games, Cincinnati, 38 attempts. Pitt, 38 attempts. Kansas, 37 attempts. Bowling Green, 32 attempts. Kentucky, 32 attempts. Temple, 37 attempts. Xavier, 25.
That's what stands out.
They did it in 12 or 13 less attempts than most of those teams that you played against.
And most of those coming from 3 guys who had an even better percentage.
14 of 16 of their threes came from those 3 guys that you mentioned.
Jeez.
And we had mentioned this with West Virginia scoring before. They did it in kind of a hand off the baton fashion. Trey Carroll really good in that first half, carried him. Then Brendan Lorient started matching up one-on-one with his former teammate Trey Carroll, and Carroll didn't do a whole lot in the second half, but Milicevic stepped up and he started banging some in, and then All Right, of course, was the third guy that made those. Some other things that you did well, and again, that you did other things well enough in a normal situation that you win that game. Held them to just 5 fast break points. That's the fewest they had all season. They'd been averaging more than 13. Kept them off the offensive glass. West Virginia's now moved into a top 10 defensive rebounding team. They didn't get much in the way of second chance points, just 5. You held Clemson to even less the night before. I mentioned the 30% shooting from 2-point range. You did that. You held them below what they had been shooting, and they hadn't been very good to begin with. How about from the free throw line? They came into that game shooting 69% as a team from the free throw line. They banged 12 of 12.
Yeah.
So just, you got to tip your hat to them. Now, that's one of those, I'm still going back through it. I've got that as the 2nd or 3rd most points that Ross Hodge team has given up. So that's what he's going to point to on both nights is the defensive part of that. And let's go to Clemson now for a second. The jarring number against Clemson, again, I mentioned you led for nearly 27 minutes in that game. you came out and were playing that Hoppy about as well as you can play it defensively. They were really struggling. That was a team that was top 30 nationally in offensive rebounding. You held them to just 2 second chance points the entire game. You were doing a great job there. But here's the number that stuck with Ross that he literally described it as inexcusable. 24 points scored by Clemson in the final 8:32.
Yeah.
So almost 3 points a minute right there. They turned it over just one time in that stretch. Clemson led at the 12:49 mark of the first half, did not lead again until 3:51 of the second. So it was even, you were right there, but it was just that final few minutes where it came undone. And I think one of the interesting things, if you look at that game, guys, we talked to Ross about this, Tony. It was the last 8 minutes where you couldn't get enough stops. It was that 3-possession stretch where Carter Welling took over the game, scored 11 of the 12 final points for Clemson. But you can also go back in the first half when you had that 11-point lead and you probably needed to stretch that to 15 or 16 because Clemson did what I didn't think a team would do, Hoppy. I thought, and maybe this will still be the case moving forward. We'll have to watch this. If this West Virginia team got a double-digit lead in the final 8 to 10 minutes of a game, I thought that's the secret sauce. Like, then it's over.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be so patient offensively. You're going to still be efficient. They're going to have trouble getting enough possessions to get back in it because you're going to guard defensively, and it just didn't happen. That was the perfect situation. You're up 10 with 8:32 to go. It was 56-46, and as Ross told the team, he said, guys, 56 points at that point, that's enough to win the game. You got to hold them under that. That's enough to win the game. And they just scored a couple too many times, and you didn't get a basket or two when you needed that final 8.5 minutes, and you let that game slip away. That's the one that I'll go back to even more so than the Xavier one.
Mm-hmm. All makes sense.
Yeah.
So you come out of there, and now you go from 5-0 to 5-2. So basketball, man, is a lot of games. And this comes at a perfect time, I think, this week off that they have. And now you know. Now you've seen different styles of play. You've played against bigger bodies now. That's the third time they've played against truly bigger bodies. Pitt was the other one. And so coaches now will dive in. I've got total confidence with this staff, the tweaks that they'll make now. Now they really, truly have a good feel as to what they can and what they cannot do. So are you bummed out that you lost 2? Obviously. Sure, you are. And like Brad, I mean, the Clemson game, couldn't hold on to a lead. It was there. You get that one. And even if you split down there, you would have went, okay, fine. We got one. Now let's go. The Xavier game, unfortunately, sometimes those happen. Sometimes you do that to other people, and it happens, and you're sitting there and you're giggling while you're making all these shots, and the poor buddies over on the other side are going like they're throwing their hands out like, what are we supposed to do? It happens on both sides, and you got one of those. So now it's as much about really honing in on what you can do, what you can't do, what the adjustments are going to be. Fortunately, we'll finally get a full roster, and Jackson Fields is on deck to rejoin the team after coming back from the hand surgery. So you just got to clean yourself up. And on you go. Still a ton of opportunities here. You got Wake Forest. You got Ohio State. You still have your non-con games for the next month, and then it's big boy time. But the big boy was good because we saw big boy yesterday and on Friday, and you need to play that.
Yeah, flip this around now to some positives. You're right about Jackson Fields coming back. That'll help. That'll give you another big athletic body inside. You saw Chance Moore on Friday against Clemson. What a difference he makes. I feel bad there, Tony. That's a wasted, unbelievable play. Right, that half-court steal and basket. We'd be talking about that for a long time had it turned into a win. But Chance was really good, and I think people saw what he can give this team at times. You mentioned Trey having a offensive performance on Xavier that I think that gave people a look at the skill set that he has. You're right, 3 didn't follow, but you can see he made 2 guys look silly, like as the kids say, broke their ankles on a crossover move that the guy like is wobbling. He showed that he can get to the basket. He can step in and hit the mid-range. Those threes are coming. He also initiated some offense, had 4 assists. So that's the other part of that. You're going to need a second and third scorer that's consistent to get people off on or huff. Because you're right, Hop, you saw what they're going to do to him. Clemson did this. For a while, they just flat face guarded him. Yeah. They pulled the old Steph Curry and just went and stood right next to him, and you took him out. Now, West Virginia took advantage of that. They went 4-on-4 and had some drives to the basket, and Clemson had to get out of that tactic because West Virginia made it pay. Their second tactic was just to simply hug him. hug him, grab him, hold him, chicken wing him when he was coming through screens, and that's what other teams in this league, a physical league, are going to do for you. And you still saw his ability to get shots off. So he's still going to do what he does. You need the Chance Moores of the world to come along, tracing with a great performance offensively that you stack on that, and you just kind of keep coming. And Amir Jenkins is a guy, right? We've talked so much about him, a highly touted freshman finding his way at this level. I thought he had a really good tournament. Both nights, I thought he did some things that show you, okay, this guy's going to be okay too. He's really talented.
Mm-hmm. You can tell that Honor Huff has had to learn to shoot those tough shots because I'm sure he's been roughed up all his life because he's not the biggest guy. And some of those shots he made over the weekend were amazing. Fall away, guy just pushed him. I mean, pretty incredible. And on Eagles staff, you guys know him. I don't know him, but you would think that helps his confidence, Tony, because
Sure.
his shot had not been falling. Didn't hit the three, but still scored. So that's got to help him.
It's coming. It's coming. He's played too much basketball, and this is just getting comfortable, and this is not a total stunning surprise, I don't think, to Ross Hodge. We talked about it before the season ever began. It might take him a month or so to get comfortable because we've said repeatedly on this program he's being asked to play a different game than he's always played throughout his career, and he is adjusting to that. And then once he gets cranked up, obviously teams have to make a decision as to how they're going to guard Honor Huff differently if Trace and Eaglestaff becomes a factor. So, yeah, it's coming. It's a process.
Brad, I thought it was all going to be outside shot for Eaglestaff, but he was taking it to the hole.
Well, that's what he does. He's really good.
He's a scorer.
He's a scorer. He's a really talented shooter, but he's a scorer, and that's what he was doing yesterday. He's like, all right, fine. I'm not hitting an outside shot. I'm going right to the basket on you. So it was really good to see, and you see the attention he draws. That's how he ended with 4 assists in there. So yeah, he's going to continue to get better. And maybe his confidence waned a little bit internally. That hasn't shown externally at all. You talk about a guy that hasn't hung his head, has been a great teammate, has been cheering, has been guarding extremely well. He's been getting on the glass. So those pieces continue to get together. You play really good teams. That happens sometimes, right? It's the margin of error gets thinner against those teams, and we saw that over the last couple of days.
So off we go. They don't play again until Sunday, and at the Coliseum it'll be a 3 o'clock starter. And again, get through this stuff. And again, opportunities are coming up here against some good competition before league play starts with the Buckeyes and with the Demon Deacs, who are pretty solid and across the board. It's a process. It's a process. Big news out of the Big 12 earlier today on that Players Era announcement. Kind of wild. So the league has partnered with the Players Era, and that means that going forward, starting next season, the Big 12 Conference each year will take its top 8 teams, the way that they finished the previous season, and those 8 teams will go into this tournament, which takes place Thanksgiving weekend in Las Vegas. 32-team tournament, and the Big 12 each year will have 8 of its teams, based on the order of finish the previous season, in that event. It's big news.
It is.
It's a big news thing, and it's very much significant.
So that means, West Virginia obviously wants to get in that.
Finish in the top 8.
Finish in the top 8. But what does that do for having this kind of tournament that we just came home from?
These multiple tournament events probably are going to become less and less on your schedule because they've made changes to the reason multi-team events were popular is because they would count as one game, even though you'd played more than one game. So it was a way to get away from one game. Now they just increased the number of games that you can play, so you don't need to hide behind a multiple tournament event. But that's pretty significant of what they came with. And so you'll hear more about that, but the Big 12 guarantees itself that they'll have 8 teams in that field each and every year.
Is it feasible to think, what are the odds today West Virginia will be in that top 8?
This year?
Yeah.
Hard.
Yeah.
This league's a beast.
Yeah.
I mean, you're picked, 11th, 10th? Yeah, it's going to be hard. You would have to exceed expectations. Is it possible going forward? Yeah, it's possible going forward.
We'll see, because there's a lot of teams. There's some bunched up teams in here. When you start to talk about I'll even throw Kansas in this mix because who knows what Kansas will be based on whether Darren Peterson returns soon or he's out a while. But you've got teams like Baylor, Cincinnati, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, UCF, TCU, Arizona State, Colorado, Utah, West Virginia. That's a big chunk of that league that's like, okay, sort that out for me right now.
You can't.
Tell me which one of those is going to finish and give me the order.
No idea.
No idea.
None.
No idea. Houston, Arizona, BYU look really good.
Yeah.
Texas Tech took an absolute drubbing at the hands of Purdue, which was surprising to see. But I'll still give Texas Tech. They're up there. JT Toppin and Christian Anderson, two of the best in the league. And Iowa State hasn't played anybody yet. That starts this week for them. So we'll see what they have. But that's a good. What I just named, 12 of the 16 teams right there that are throw them in a hat and pull it out. It's going to be a wild league season again.
Big money, as you might imagine, for this tournament. Players Era will commit no less than $50 million to Big 12 basketball in rights fees over the course of the 6 years that they sign this deal. So this will be the thing. Like, it's not relegation, but it's going to be a carrot that's waving in front of every program in your league every year because that puts you into the forefront. This thing will be obviously a massive media event.
Now we're going to have to know tiebreakers for the 8th spot.
Sure.
That'll become a talking point now.
Exactly. But now? But also, what's your goal? Your goal is do well in the league tournament and get to the NCAA tournament. Now it's also get to that tournament, right?
Finish in the top 8. Yeah, it helps. Does a lot for you. Yeah, it does a lot for you. Three guys before.
Real quick, because the players there and niche there is they're providing NIL funds.
Yes, that's money to the players.
That's where that goes. That's why that's become a hot button topic over the last couple of years.
I mentioned we had big news on Lou Wendell Marine Sales.
Yes.
Like significant news.
Okay, go ahead.
Lou Wendell Marine Sales has become a Honda Marine premium dealership. I said a Honda Marine premium dealership. You know why that's significant?
How many of those in the state, Tony?
One.
Excuse me?
They're the only Honda Marine premium dealership in the state of West Virginia.
That's strong.
So Honda does not throw these things around, right? Like chiclets. They don't throw them around. I mean, it's a real deal. So Lou Wendell Marine Sales now a Honda Marine premium dealership, and they've got an incredible opportunity. If you want a big old boat motor, got a 300 horsepower McLaren that is known for absolutely rock power performance and a lot of speed. And that is now available at Lou Wendell Marine Sales. You can visit them in St. Albans or online at LouWendellMarineSales.com. That's LouWendellMarineSales.com.
Did you see how many Lou Wendell boats were docked there in Charleston?
Stunned. We'd go for our morning walk and we looked over into that water and there was just thousands of boats. Best I could tell, I didn't walk all the way over to look.
No, you didn't? Okay.
But the best I could tell, they were all from Lou Wendell there in Charleston, South Carolina.
The only one that wasn't was that big aircraft carrier we saw.
It's a rather large vessel. I don't think Lou does Does he do military aircraft?
I don't think he has a military contract.
I don't know if he does that yet.
Okay. Well, he may. You got the Honda Premium dealership now. He might do military air carriers and things like that.
That's a giant port.
Charleston. Very big port. Yeah, a lot of stuff. Comes in.
A lot going on there.
Some of our product might come in there. Coffee that might come through Charleston, South Carolina. You don't know.
It
might. Popcorn doesn't. That's just here in West Virginia.
Yeah.
Made right here.
Yeah.
We're more domestic manufacturing, I think.
By the way, speaking of the popcorn, talked to Trayvon Wesco. He was at our event the other day.
He was. Great to see him.
Knows the guy that owns Mountaineer Popcorn.
Of course he does. Familiar
with the 200-plus acres that he has that he grows the kernels on.
Eastern Panhandle guy.
Yeah. It's good to have him.
He looks good.
He does. Yeah, he's staying in shape.
Yeah. Is he a big dude? Would he help? See why he helped you?
Could have used him this year.
See why he worked. See why he helped out a little bit.
He's a big guy.
It's just a massive human being.
Yeah. But you see people and you see him, you go, whoa, he's a big man.
That's a different person. Yes, he played in the
national football. And we saw Casey Legg.
We did see Casey Legg.
Yeah, we did.
He's doing great.
He's the best.
He is the best.
So he's constantly chilled out, isn't he?
He is.
Just constantly smiley, chilled out. Lives down there in South Carolina. Got the wife.
Yeah.
Got the wife down there, and he's in the finance.
Kendall. His wife, Kendall, of course.
Oh, wife, Kendall. You're same. Mm-hmm. Okay, very good. Yeah, very good. Three guys also brought to us by Jan Dill's Attorneys at Law. They simply won't take no for an answer. They've got clients where we were in South Carolina, plus the other 49 states based in Parkersburg, but They serve people across our country, specializing in military benefits and Social Security claims. If you or someone that you know needs help in those worlds of military benefits or Social Security claims, reach out to Jan Dills, Attorneys at Law. They do it every single day, and they can walk you and guide you through the process and all the bureaucracy that goes with it. Doesn't cost you $1. Doesn't cost you a penny until they get a settlement for you. So if you've got a claim, Social Security or military benefits, contact Jan Dills, Attorneys at Law. They simply won't take no for an answer. All right. You guys ready to jump in? We're going to, by the way, as I said earlier on, Wednesday of this week, we're going to do the Texas Tech preview show. It'll be over Wednesday afternoon. So I'm kind of thinking, as a lot of people get in their vehicles to drive to wherever you're going to enjoy Thanksgiving, it'd be great listening for a family to take in our special Thanksgiving Texas Tech edition of Three Guys Before the Game.
I'm sure the kids would love that.
Absolutely.
They probably have their own phones. They can put their own headphones in.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Hey, by the way,
some listen. Some kids listen.
Do we need to do a tutorial based upon a conversation you had at Fish World Air the other day? Because I still think some folks don't understand the ease of how you can listen to the show. And I'm not being like funny about this or condescending about this, but talk to a gentleman that was really making it difficult to get access to the show.
Yeah, appreciate the effort to get there, but there was an easier way to do that.
So
yes.
if you have an iPhone, you scroll around a little bit, and you're going to get yourself a little icon, and it's purple, and it comes with the phone, and it says podcasts on it. All you have to do is hit that bad boy, down right corner, search, put in Three Guys Before the Game, right there like that, and then click on follow. And then every time we do an episode, it pops in there and will notify you and say, hey, there's a new Three Guys. Because Brad talked to a buddy, and he was really doing a salamander, kind of just weaving his way to try to get a hold of it. But that's on iPhones. You can do that, super simple. Or you can watch us on Metro News TV or YouTube, and the same thing. Just hit subscribe, hit follow, and every time there's a new episode, it goes there. I think sometimes I just don't think the industry, and I'm talking the whole industry, I just don't think anyone really has taken the time to explain access, subscribe, get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because there's so much stuff, and if somebody is really tech savvy, you go to somebody and you go, how do you get this thing? Oh, you just do this. Like, there's some sort of knowledge, Brad, that I don't know where it comes from, but some people just know it and other people don't.
Well, you got digital natives and you got digital immigrants. The digital natives know exactly where to go. I mean, Brad's kids, they know. They kind of laugh at you, snicker at you. Oh, you don't know how to do that? Kind of talk a little trash. And but like for us, I mean, we weren't born into it, so it's not as easy. But that's all you have to do to get the show. Don't make it difficult. It's easy to get. Or Hoppy will just come to your house and he'll talk with you.
Then you and I will be there scratching our heads together. Yeah. We've just put in the number 3 on the search, number 3, and then guys, it'll come up.
Yeah, just 3 and then guys.
I forgot. Major oversight by me.
Uh-oh,
what's that?
Major oversight by me in Spreads on Stats. We talked about putting a number in there from Fish World.
Oh yeah.
This is a good number. Well, hang on to it.
You want to wait? You got another. We're going to talk about that coming up.
We're going to do some pictures. Let's do this.
Okay.
All right, Textual Healing is brought to us by episode800.com, episode800.com. Coming up later this week on our Wednesday Texas Tech preview, we're releasing our Christmas shopping guide. That's on Wednesday's episode.
Is that like the old JCPenney catalog there?
Very similar. Very similar to that. So on Wednesday, we'll have our Christmas shopping guide out and available for you.
We need a new picture for for 3 guys.
It's a little dated.
Brad looks totally different. I had hair then, different glasses. Tony looks about the same. You're a little grayer now, but I mean, when was this picture taken?
8 years ago.
For like the first episode.
8 years ago.
We got to update that, man.
That's fine. Nah, it's fine.
Get homeless on that.
It's good. So here's a couple of pieces. First, let's, hey, Jake, if you would, put the graphic up on the Gold and Blue Enterprise event that we're doing. Friday night, December 5, will be 2 days after the football recruitment signing. What we're going to do, Brad and I will be there the night before the Wake Forest game. We will be at the Marriott, and Gold and Blue Enterprises is hosting a football signing day celebration. And you are invited. They're taking sponsorships, and there will be a limited number of seats available as well. That is the website, wvusports.com/FB for football signing day. So FBS signing day. Go there, and that'll give you all of the information. Who will be there? Head coach Rich Rodriguez will be there. WVU defensive coordinator Zach Alley will be there. Travis Trickett, Mountaineer assistant, will be there. And what we're going to do is talk about the recruiting class, and we will have video of the recruits, and we will say, okay, here's so-and-so. Talk to us about him, what makes him a good player, and we'll do that. So that's the night before the Wake Forest game at the Charleston Marriott, brought to us by Gold and Blue Enterprises.
So if you head to that site, you can purchase your table right through there. So
correct.
Table purchase available and easy.
You said you and Brad, so
you're out.
That'll be fun. I'm looking forward to hearing about that recruiting class.
Yeah, me too.
Actually, it's not a three guys event. It's a Gold and Blue Enterprises event.
So I'm not included?
No, you're out. It's not. I mean, it's not us. It's not us.
You need some rest time. You've been traveling too much.
I mean, you got a cold. You got malaria from the Sahara.
I thought I was going.
You need to sit tight. Oh, you're out. It's all right. You need to spend more time at home.
I see how this goes.
Yeah.
Suddenly, not getting any playing time.
Happens. I mean, it happens. Sometimes you start the game and then the season's over. You're not. You're on the bench.
This was the first time hearing about this.
Nah, it's all right.
Nobody's rallying for me either. Brad's leaving it hanging.
Yeah, it's all right.
All right, fine.
Homeless didn't talk to you about this?
No, never mind. Whatever.
Yeah, well, sometimes we have the production meetings on.
Whatever.
On air. Hey, we had the event.
Crash it.
We had the event at the beach on Saturday. We got several photos we'd like to share with you. Again, Low Country Mountaineer Alumni Group is absolutely terrific.
Yeah.
And they couldn't, so Brad, go ahead and give us some of the stats of the number of clams that were
oysters
that were consumed.
14 bushels of oysters consumed at the event. 40 pounds of oysters in each bushel.
That's 560 pounds of oysters.
560 pounds of oysters in the 3-hour time frame of the event.
You can zip through those quicker, guys.
Seems like a lot.
Yeah, it's a ton. Well, 500. Yeah.
How many oysters in a bushel?
40 pounds worth.
I know 40 pounds. I'm going to do some math.
I don't know. Then the five hands, high five. The Beatles, they all played, including high five. It was just terrific.
Yeah, view. Got the water in the beach right behind us.
Got the water back there, and there's a happy guy. I mean, he had a glove. That's a professional clam eater.
He probably did that all-you-can-eat oysters, right? That's what that is right there?
Yeah, people are just crushing.
You just throw those things out. You just hammer them.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really good.
We had them. They were very good.
How many bushels?
A little cocktail sauce on it.
There's a rare appearance. There's Homeless right there. He probably had a message for Hoppy that he hadn't relayed to him at that point.
How many bushels?
40.
14
pounds
bushels,
each.
40 pounds per bushel.
All right.
So anyway, thanks to everyone out there, and it was a good event. There you go. President Benson
was there. He and Ren, thank you to both of them for coming.
His son Truman was there. There's Hoppy. He looked good. There's having a little fun there. Good time. How about Director of Athletics? Ren Baker was in there, took a couple of good shots at Hoppy, which we kind of enjoyed. So it was a lot of fun.
The Alumni Association, Golden Blue Enterprises did a great job of putting that thing on. That was packed, guys.
Oh, it was. It was
a great little indoor, outdoor. We had that whole back patio there. So thanks to everybody that came. There were a ton of folks from South Carolina, Mountaineer fans,
yes.
that came over.
Gosh.
It was great to see everybody. So thank you.
A lot of fun. From the text line, being from beautiful Monroe County, it's a very easy life except one issue. That puts me 45 minutes from Blacksburg. With the hiring of James Franklin, still thinking about his firing, the excitement from a lot of my friends is building. However, glaring issue with today's game is the unrealistic expectations. For instance, how in the Nittany Lion do you go 11-2, 10-3, 13-3, and then get fired the next season? I'm not quite sure, but I do know the coaching circus will only continue to grow worse. I'm thankful for Coach Rod and our program. We haven't quit. Things are going to continue to build. Prayers to a wonderful season. Beautiful Thanksgiving to you and yours. And we'll see you in Charleston for the Holiday Hoop Fest. DJ, Monroe County. Thank you very much. Yeah, there'll be a little thing. They got to crank it over there at Virginia Tech right now.
Yeah. He was at the ball game.
Yeah.
The last ball game.
Got a $41 million deal plus $9 million from Penn State on the restructured buyout, so he got himself $50 million. It's a good life.
Mm-hmm.
Texter, 3 guys, long-time, first-time texter. I was walking into my office the other day. A gentleman stops me, and he says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were Ren Baker out of the corner of my eye." To which the guy with whom I was about to meet replied, "Yeah, maybe Ren Baker's before photo." He then took a picture and texted it to me to prove his point. I'm trying to decide if I should be offended. Please help me decide if I should still call this fella a friend. So there he is. That was his pre-Ren picture. Hop, thoughts?
I'm not sure I understand.
He's saying that guy looks like Ren before Ren lost weight.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just so used to seeing Ren, who looks now lean and looks great.
A fighting machine. Yeah, Ren looks like a fighting machine. Absolutely. Yeah.
No, don't be. I mean.
Yeah. I mean, there's some similarities. That guy's got 2 legs. Ren's got 2 arms. Yeah.
Plus, if somebody's coming up to you and they're commenting on your weight,
yeah,
get out of my face, man.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Michael in Culloden writes, "Listen."
I don't think you're supposed to read this.
Why?
It says, "Please don't share."
Which one?
The Michael in Culloden.
Where do you see that?
The last sentence.
Oh, please don't share.
Please don't share my opinion if we
He's
can.
saying, but my opinion is. He's saying, please don't share.
Don't.
So
Yeah, don't.
This
read
is just
it.
for you to read.
Don't read it.
Well, stop writing stuff that doesn't get on the air. Okay, fine. Gentlemen, I don't want to exaggerate my contribution to landing the commitment from Kevin Brown to the Mountaineers, but as an employee of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, proud alum of WVU, I've been faithfully driving my vehicle with the Flying West Virginia plate and hitch covers on the streets of Harrisburg in the hopes that Kevin would follow country roads to Morgantown. My only piece of advice for the youngster is to quickly learn it's West Virginia University, not University of West Virginia. I recall sitting in the stands as a student when the stadium booed James Earl Jones for saying University of West Virginia. I couldn't believe we booed Darth Vader.
Yeah, really.
Anyway, so excited to have Coach Rod back. Let's go Mountaineers. Matt in Central PA. I'd say this. With the level of recruits, both in basketball and football, I'll take a University of West Virginia if I can get the young man. I'll fix the WVU later. Not a problem.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call us. Nathan, Charleston, South Carolina. First, great seeing you all Saturday. A lot of fun. About basketball, I'm not discouraged. Friday, a learning moment for everyone involved against a good Clemson team. Last night, one of those nights you ran into a hot team. Like y'all say, the team is allowed to improve, and I think it will. 2 concerning things. Seem to do a lot of isolation, and at times we drive it in and just stop. But these things seem to bog down the offense. Side note, let me know where you guys ate while you were here. I know y'all had some good food.
Yeah, one note on that there is a lot of isolation, and that's by design. And Friday night you saw it a bunch with Jasper Floyd. And there were times when it worked very well. You're backing down. So a couple things. You're working clock at that point. You're trying to bleed the shot clock there to give the other team limited possessions. It also forces the defense to identify what you're doing. If you stay one-on-one against Jasper, there's a lot of times with his strength, he's going to be able to get in and finish. If you have to bring a second defender over, that's going to leave a shooter open on the perimeter. So it's also a way to flesh out defensively what you're trying to do there.
By the way, Friday night, Coach Hodge, very engaged. Very engaged.
What does that mean?
I mean, he was working it. He was working. He was having... And I think we talked about this before the season. How was he going to approach officials? And he says, he wants to have discussions. He wants to have a relationship, but he's not going to bark at him all the time. He was very animated Friday with some of the officiating.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
You had a guy that had a horrific night. Just bad. You know what? It's yeah.
Just leave it there.
What really makes you angry is when an official's having a horrific night, but he doesn't quite realize that he's having a horrific night. That's bad. Pete Thamel did an Ask Me Anything on Twitter.
Okay.
Could you put that graphic up, please? Taking questions here today. Ask away. Guy writes in, how do you keep getting West Virginia stories before Hoppy? And Pete wrote, secretly, Tony Caridi leaks them all to me. I like Thamel.
I never met him.
Yeah. One of these days, your paths will cross. Yeah.
He puts me to shame. My time is over.
Yeah.
And he's peaking.
Yeah. Texter, hey there, it's Joe from Boaz. Quick question. What happened to the jumbo package for the football team? Why wasn't it utilized in the latest game against Arizona State? So that's a fair question. They put it away for a while before they made Curtis Jones a running back. But they had Curtis Jones as a running back against Arizona State.
It worked.
So you would think, because Ty Edwards was the reason why they were using it. If you remember, that's when they did it against Pitt. So you would think maybe even this week, if you got a short yardage, you could put Curtis Jones back there as the big back and then all those big boys. 9 offensive linemen, quarterback, and a big running back. Texter, I was watching a program about the Buffalo Bills, and you guys are right. There's always a connection no matter where you are or what you look under. So if you see that guy right there, he's got a flying WV on the right side of his chest there, Hoppy, below his armpit.
Of course he does. Why wouldn't he?
Yeah. Texter, 3 guys, Quinn from Quinwood. Probably not his real name. Last episode, multiple texters giving free passes to their kids for Sweet Caroline. I thought I'd share my story from the Pitt football game. As always, after a win, my daughter goes down to the wall, gives high fives to our players as they go by. Our seats are near the visitors' tunnel. After the win against Pitt, she went down to the wall. Unbeknownst to her, I was a little bit behind her. I then noticed her arm extend as she gave Narduzzi the bird his entire walk down the wall. To this day, she does not know I saw it. Obviously, she got a free pass.
Can you believe what Pitt's doing? They're rolling. I mean, football.
Yeah. Surprising season.
It is surprising.
Yeah. Almost gave that one away there against the Ramblin' Wreck on the
a 100-yard return for pick six will
kind of helped
them.
Pitt basketball not rolling.
Not rolling, no.
Bad loss there against Quinnipiac.
Yeah, that hurts West Virginia. Like, handle your business against Quinnipiac there.
Yeah. Texter, all capital letters, warning, emotional post-game text. I drove the whole way to the in-laws' house listening to the game. I've got a bruise on my thigh from repeatedly punching it in the car. I cannot believe that on tonight, of all nights, I have to sleep in this hellhole.
Oh, jeez.
So apparently he's got Clemson in-laws. There's the house.
Oh, my gosh.
They got the Clemson Tiger above the fireplace.
Yeah,
and then tomorrow morning, I'm going to have to ride in a Clemson golf cart and drink Clemson coffee and wear a Clemson shirt and go to the Clemson box. No tongue clicks. See you Sunday for the losers bracket game. I thought we had it. Let's go Mountaineers.
There's a lot of Clemson stuff in that house. Is that right?
It's early orange house.
That's your
What'd you call them?
They are West Virginia's biggest non-conference, non-traditional rival.
From now until December, I'll go with it. I don't know who else would be. We run into them.
Yeah, I mean, they pop. It's a thing.
I wonder who else would be on that list. We'll get some text on that.
Yeah,
I'm interested to see
about
some
that.
text on that.
Probably.
Say it again?
Non-conference, they're the biggest non-conference, non-traditional rival.
Yeah, so obviously like a Virginia Tech can't be included because it's a traditional rival. I see where you're going. Okay.
3 guys brought to us by
now to Ohio University.
the good folks at GoMart. Right now until December the 19th, we invite you to go in, take your app with you, do the Marty's Merry Spin. You hit up there inside the store on the QR code and you spin. And you've got the opportunities to win great prizes and stuff, $1,000 gift card, $500 shopping spree, 5,000 bonus reward points, 150 bonus reward points, or just free candy. So go in, scan the code, do yourself a spin. Marty's Spin, available at Gomart. You know they got a new one opening up in Beckley?
Really?
Yeah, like soon, like in a couple of weeks. New Beckley store opening.
That's a new build, like a new build, right?
Yeah.
They didn't take one over. That's a
Straight
new build.
Let me see here. I met this guy in Charleston, South Carolina. He said that he was from Hagerstown, and my group is from Martinsburg. So we went down a rabbit hole, and he asked if I've ever heard of Homeless Dave after I told him I'm a Three Guys listener, and that's where things got really awesome. So there is Trayvon Wesco,
Yeah.
his buddies from Martinsburg, and then Homeless Dave. Stunning announcement. Homeless Dave out just prowling the streets of Charleston, South Carolina.
Those guys were great. So they were at Lawrence's, all three of them, including Trayvon. They were at the game, sat just a couple rows behind us, Tony.
Yeah.
Texter, Joe and Holly Marshall write, hey, we found Hoppy, but where is everyone else? There's Hoppy there, right in front of Larry's Fish World. They found Hoppy, but no one else was there. Well done. Thank you very much. Texter, well, if we learned anything from last year, it's that MTEs don't mean a thing come Selection Sunday. Love the show. Eric.
Well, that's a good point.
South Jersey. Last one. Devin and Goshen. I'm not saying it's Hoppy's fault we lost, but I am saying that he's been in attendance at the last 3 games, and we've lost each one of them.
Causation, correlation.
That's you. That's you.
Can I mention a couple things?
Absolutely.
Other things? Unrelated?
Yeah.
2 things. One is that the WVU men's and women's soccer teams had great years, and the men's team lost yesterday to High Point 3-2. Season comes to an end. Another great season for head coach Dan Stratford. End of the career, Brad, for one of the greats, Marcus Caldera.
Yeah.
Caldera, 2-time All-American, might be a third on the way, 3-time All-Conference, current Sun Belt Conference Player of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year, 2024 Academic All-American of the Year, third in WVU history with 42 career goals and program record 17 game-winning goals. Brad, one of the all-time greats.
17 game-winning goals.
17.
Yeah.
So Marcus Caldera, career comes to an end, but what a career for him.
Interviewed him a bunch over the years on Sportsline. Really fun guy to talk to. He was terrific, no doubt.
One other note. So Thursday night, they had an event at the Milan Park for Don Nealon.
Oh, yeah.
Honoring Don Nealon, who, by the way, turns 90 next month. And I'll tell you what stood out. I happened to be the master of ceremonies because, Tony, you weren't available, and so I filled in. But former players Jeff Hostetler, Kevin Koken, Mike Logan, Fred Smalls, Mike Collins were all there. Brian Joswiak sent a video. Bill Krlavich sent a video. Dwight Wallace was there. You know what stood out to me about all these players, Brad, is not one of them, and they spoke anywhere from like 5 to 20 minutes, not one of them mentioned a game, a particular game. What they all talked about was Coach Nealon as a person, how he impacted their lives, the lessons that they learned from Don Nealon and that program that they have used in life to become successful, because all these guys are successful. And sometimes in these, and you guys get into the players, but we get caught up, as we should, in the games and in the outcomes and things like that. But these coaches, if they're doing their job, like Don Nealon did as well as anyone, better than most, have impact lives. And I just was taken aback by how much those players were deeply moved and affected by their personal relationship with Don Nealon.
Yeah, you're right. I think that gets passed over a little bit now, but super important part of the process.
Yeah.
Certainly don't talk about it nearly as much as we did back in the Don Nealon era.
Yeah, right.
You just don't hear that as much anymore.
No, because there's a lot more player movement and those kinds of things. But Tony, those guys, and you know all those guys, and all those guys have been very, very successful. And Fred Smalls was very poignant because he came in, he spoke, and he says, I was from the streets. He says, where I came from, you didn't talk to people. People didn't talk to you. I came here, and people talked to you. And Don Nealon, and of course, Nealon told me later, said, Fred Smalls drove me crazy. But Fred Smalls had a very successful career in security for celebrities and now is an ordained minister. And he says, I don't have the words to tell you what Don Nealon meant to my life. Think about that for a second.
Yeah. I mean, most of the time when these guys are out of it, they say that the games are like secondary. When they're here, obviously, it's the only thing that they think about. But after it's all over, it's the relationships.
Yeah.
And Don constantly gets phone calls from former players back to his days at Bowling Green. They just check, hey, coach, just want to say hi because they changed it,
Can I give you a coach moment too? Because
Sure.
he's still the coach, right? And so it was a wonderful event at Milan Park. Leah Summers did a wonderful job, but it was fairly long. A lot of people speaking. The senator was there, Senator Justice, and a lot of other people. So, and the players were supposed to go 5 to 7 minutes, and some went a little bit longer. And Don Nealon is on stage the whole time. So about halfway through, so I'm come back up to the microphone after somebody spoke, and Coach is sitting about where you are, Brad, and he says, "Hey, Hop, you tell them it's 5. They're supposed to go 5 minutes. They're going too long."
That's my guy.
And everybody went, "That's the coach. Follow what the coach
Wanted
said."
to follow the rules. Wanted to stay on schedule.
Yeah.
So it was a wonderful event, and it was just so meaningful to hear those players talk about Don Nealon and Brad. You both know what he has meant to not just the football team, but the university and the state.
The state, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, very good. Court's out of session here. We are going to turn this thing around and be back. We're going football. Last regular season preview.
What a weird off week, huh?
Very weird off week.
Like, is the season over? Oh, wait a minute. There's another game.
Weird off week.
Really super weird off week. Texas Tech and West Virginia. The good news is we got a noon start.
Texas Tech won't know whether to wind or watch or.
Yeah, I mean body clock. The big body clock. Body clock. Brad, big body clock game. Hasn't seemed to have been a problem for him in the past. We've played the body clock with them. Texas coming in. They're going to be 11 in the morning. Haven't had good results against those fellas.
Line up. One last shot here.
Not since Pat Mahomes played for him.
Yeah. Bring that Mahomes back so we can get a win.
Yeah.
Three Guys brought to us by Gomart. Get a Gomart rewards card. Go to Gomart.com for details. By Lou Wendell Marine Sales in St. Albans. They sell family fun. Visit LouWendellMarineSales.com. Now, a Honda premium marine dealer. Only one in the state of West Virginia. By Tudor's Biscuit World. Don't stress yourself out with all the breakfast stuff, and they'll cater it for you. Just tell them what you want. Bingo. Pick it up. You're in. Tudor's Biscuit World. Start your day the homemade way. By Comax Business Systems, keeping West Virginia's business data safe, secure, and efficient for 25 years. Visit Comax Business Systems. Jan Dill's Attorneys at Law. They won't take no for an answer. Jan Dill's Attorneys at Law. And by Conley CPA Group, providing value beyond numbers. That's it for us. Special thanks to producer Jake. Also, Jumpin' Jack was here.
Jack's
Always
here.
good to see Jack.
Back home from college for the holiday.
Just for a few days.
He's gonna be graduating
Soon.
a couple of weeks.
Soon.
Jumpin' Jack.
Yeah.
Holy cow! All right, we're
7
out.
good years of his.
That's very. No, he did
Actually,
it
like 3.5.
Yeah, he did it really
Killed
quick.
it. All A's. I think he had straight and never got lower than an A.
Well, it doesn't accept
no
anything.
surprise.
Doesn't accept anything lower than
I don't
an A.
accept that. I don't accept
That's
that.
it. All right, hard edge. Here we go. See y'all. Be good.